Guys, we're doing a little extra overtime here in the paint overtime. Little extra tidbits, notes. We're going to do this once in a while. We might have something that doesn't fit into the show. Obviously, Ani went to the Elite 24 in Atlanta, Georgia a couple weeks ago. An event that's been around for a long time. So, Chelsea, I know you were kind of interested in like what was going on. What was going on? So what did you think about what you heard about what Ani was going through?
Yeah, Ani, talk to us about what happened. I heard the event was canceled or it was just a mess out there. Talk to us about what went down.
Yeah, first of all, the practices were fantastic. The practice and scrimmages were fantastic.
Were they indoors? Were they indoors?
They were indoors. Well, now
that's why.
For people that don't know, in Atlanta in July and August, and then really anytime I go, it rains.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll kind of break it to you. I took a nap, right? The games, the boys' game, the girls' game starts at 6. The boys' game starts at 8. I woke up at 5 o'clock, and it was looking like it was about to rain. I'm about probably 30 minutes from the gym.
Yeah.
And I text my people. I was like, "Yo, is this game going to happen? Like, I don't know if this is a good idea."
Yeah.
And then it rained heavy in Atlanta. It don't rain for like an hour, right? It rained 5 minutes, just heavy. Like it rains super hard.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Hey, we're gonna delay it." Blah blah blah. Boys' game will start at 8. Girls' game will start at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's Eastern. So like, I'm like, yo, that's late. Like that's really late. So I was like, okay, cool. So I drive up to the gym. I drive up to the Atlanta gym. It's like downtown, but it's by a pier.
Okay.
And them floors were slippery, right? They look slippery.
Did they lay out wood floors, Ani? Did they lay out wood floors?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was outdoors.
Yeah, outdoors. So I didn't step on, but it looked slippery.
Yeah.
So we there. DC Young Fly's there. He's, they're just doing stuff to, buy some time. And then the game starts like close to 9 p.m., the boys' game. So I'm like, okay, so the girls' game going to have to start at 11 p.m., right?
Oh
Mind you, this is televised on ESPN, I believe, or it's like ESPN2 or whatever. So the game go on. I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, this is I don't know. Like, and shout out to like Rafi.
Yeah.
And Mr. Combs, like they did their best. Like the Elite 24 guys, they did their best. And Pat, they did their best job. I ain't gonna lie. But that floor was slippery. Like after like 5 minutes, dude slipping all over the place. It was really bad. And I'm like, man, they cannot go. Like this game can't go on much longer. So I think they closed it by the 4-minute mark of the first half. Flory announced he went to Kansas. Well, before that, Sir Muhammad announced he's going to Notre Dame.
Wow.
And the girls' game never happened. The boys' game didn't happen. And which was smart. They needed to cancel that.
I mean, the kids can't get hurt.
I walked on that court, guys. Man, I almost busted my ass in 10 steps. Like, shout out to the players that played 16 minutes.
Yeah.
On that court. Because I almost busted my head after 10 steps. It was like it was crazy. When it rained in Atlanta, it's super hard. And it can go for like 10 minutes. And it's just crazy rain. And I was like, man, I don't know if this is going to work out. And it didn't, but the scrimmage and practice was great. Ace Bailey, Zoom Diallo,
sure.
Bryson Till, like all those guys, Victorious Miller, Taha Pettiford, normal guys were hooping. Great experience, but the game couldn't happen.
Wow. Now, was the boys' game always going to be before the girls' game? Or did
the boys' game was supposed to be after, so it's supposed to be the girls' game at 6 and the boys' game at 8.
So they switched. They tried to get the boys' game in.
Yeah, and I just was like, when I was watching them play, I was like, if they can make the boys' game finish, there's no way you can have the girls play. It was like, even if the boys finish, the girls don't need to be out there. Like, no one should have been out there, right? But like, I appreciate their efforts, but it was just like, there's no way.
Yeah, I feel bad for the girls because they didn't get the game anything in, but yeah, that happened. And I have a similar experience with Elite 24. Ani, it was the last one in Rucker Park, 2009. So it was like Austin Rivers, Kyrie Irving, Jordan Hamilton, I believe, was there. So it was at Rucker, obviously the world famous. The first three were there. And similar to you, I'm looking at the sky and I'm like, yeah, those clouds are coming this way in like 20 minutes till game starts, 30, maybe 30 minutes. So we're trying to get it in. Where kids are warming up. And ESPN executives, again, we're with ESPN at the time. And we all have these blowers. I mean, it's the silliest thing. They have like these, the blowers to like get dry up stuff and to blow it off the court. We had a few of those because like it may rain a little bit, right? So it's a huge production. We got the production truck out there. This is a good group of players, but it's a lot different because it's just Rucker. It ain't a wooden floor. They're just playing on the concrete outside, right? That's how we did it for the first three, and then for the three that were at Venice Beach, the guys just played it on the concrete. And I know as it went by, I remember Dakari Johnson's mom was like, "Oh hell no, he's not gonna play outside." Dakari Johnson, who went to Kentucky, she was like, "My baby ain't playing on that court. You guys can invite him. I don't give a shit." So we were like, "Yeah, this is eventually got to change." So eventually they changed it to the outdoor court in Brooklyn, right, with the floor down. But so real quick, it was just kind of funny. The game was like, this game's not going to get it. I'm talking to my buddies. I'm like, now we had all these ESPN executives holding this thing, trying to dry the court off. It was the funniest thing. I was like, "What? This is a disaster of it." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, in our brilliance, our former in the paint guest, Ron Clario, he's like, guys, let's just move this to the Gaucho's gym, right? Let's move this to the Gaucho's gym, right? And he thought of it quick. He's like, and it's in the Bronx. So, of course, these people are from all over the country, right? And there's some people from New York. And none of us know how to get to the goddamn Gaucho's gym, right? Like, we can't drive. All of us took the train there from basically Manhattan or, from, somewhere in the city. We all went to 155th uptown to Harlem. So Naclario's screaming at the top of his lungs, telling everybody how to get to the Bronx gym. And he's just screaming, and he's like, "You guys got it?" All of us are like, "What the hell's going on now?" So like, he's just screaming like, "Go down this street, turn left." And he's like, he's like, "You guys got it." So all of us just follow him. We all get on the train. We got on the train. Some people got there before to open the gym, like they went right away. But obviously, we had to try to get a couple hundred people out of the rain and out of Rucker Park. And we actually went to the Bronx gym, and like we got in a quasi game. The players warm up. It was pretty funny, Ani. They got in a game, but it was like not very, it just was like a makeshift game. But I thought that was a pretty funny anecdote based on what you went through. It was a good group. Harrison Barnes, like I said, was there. Kyrie, Austin Rivers. They just enjoyed themselves. They basically just enjoyed themselves, and it was pretty funny trying to get everybody there. I remember being on the train with just random guys, basketball people. We're going into the Bronx, and the people that were, had no idea this event was on. Like, what are all these people doing on the train? And when we got there, a bunch of people weren't able to get in the gym. Like one of our VPs for ESPN, like the guy at the front door was like, "You can't get in here." It was so. Because they didn't know it wasn't organized, right? We just did it on the fly. So shout out to everybody with the League 24 at that time. And again, shout out to Pat and all those guys. But I just thought that was a funny story. But I guess the moral of the story is you can never predict August weather in Atlanta and New York because it just rained. I knew the rain was coming. I was like, this game's not getting in. And again, it started really late. It was really late when we got to the Bronx gym, Gaucho's gym. In the Bronx. Very late at night. It was late. We were all tired. We were like, this is bad. So,
and the thing is, and I know they've probably done this, but it's like when you do an outside game, like Mother Nature is fairly, even though you have the weather is unpredictable. Yeah. So it's like, you always got to have a really good like inside court option, but it's still a beast, like you said, Ronnie, because when I went in there, you got the banners, you got the cameras, you got everything set up. So for you to change, you got to do that so many hours in advance to go enjoy course, so you can move all that. It's still televised, so it's not easy just to go like, okay, yeah, we can just have the game here, but like we got to move everything that we've been setting up for weeks.
Oh yeah, so it's big production.
Right.
Probably a 7-figure production, close to a 7-figure production. A lot of money. So on that note, yeah, we just thought it was pretty funny story. That was in 2009, and we did the game in LA in 2010, 11, and 12. It was picture perfect weather. So on that note, we'll just get out of here. Thanks for watching our In the Paint Overtime, and we'll bring you some of these quirky shows once in a while. Take care.
Bye.